And like, by the time that this video releases, we're like a week away from Spider-Verse, which is gonna be like the greatest movie of all time. Greatest movie of all time. Greatest movie of all time. Hey, guess I can be right about some things. What up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Nick here. I hope you guys caught my cameo in the movie. I'm right there. Yeah, I'm the therapist. If you ever need to talk about your feelings, I got you. Spider-Nick got you. Oh, you want to know what my canon event was? Uncle Ben, what happened to you? Peter, they got me for my foes. Anyways, but for this video, I want to talk about my feelings. My feelings on this movie. And I mean, yeah, what a surprise. Like, I'm coming on here to tell you guys that Across the Spider-Verse is really good. What a surprise. Wow, totally didn't see that one coming. Spider-Nick, more like fucking Captain Obvious, am I right? But if the first Spider-Verse movie is the best Spider-Man movie, then man, oh my god, somehow, someway, this movie matches and in some ways exceeds the first Spider-Verse. The animation is better, the music and the soundtrack is better, the writing is just as good, the story is... We can get into the story just a little bit. We're gonna get into spoilers. We're gonna be talking freely and candidly about this movie. So sorry if you haven't seen Spider-Verse. I've given you enough time to watch it before I started talking about it on here. So to start off, even just visually, I mean, even looking at the trailer, you can tell that the style and the animation is absolutely mesmerizing. I was feeling like I was fucking hypnotized watching this movie. I love that the Spider-Verse movies have pushed forward this blended style of like 2D and CG animation, and also happen to be the ones that are doing it the best. There are movies and shows that have come out and will continue to come out that have adopted this style into their animated works, and with major success too, but I really like that the Spider-Verse movies are still the ones that are doing it the best and are the ones that continue to push those boundaries. And with the way that this movie utilizes different animation techniques and styles, it shows just how much freedom you can have with animation. Not to sound like a weeaboo, but there are some frames, some shots, some scenes in this movie that make me go like, how did this make it in a mainstream Western animated movie? Every character has their own unique style and their own personality get highlighted through the animation. And that feels especially the case with Hobie and how they change his frame rate up, similar to how they changed the frame rate in the first movie. Again, they take it to a whole nother level. Honestly, everything about Spider-Punk, from the process of animating him, his role in the story, his characterization, just his overall vibe, is so fucking cool, man. He's definitely the standout in this movie. But the rest of the characters in the cast in Spider-Verse 2 are so great. Not to say that they weren't already great in the first movie, but here you really get the sense that these supporting characters are not really supporting characters, but also really feel like the second main character, specifically with Gwen. The whole intro to the movie that focuses on Gwen and her backstory and her universe and how she feels like out of place. There's a really compelling arc that Gwen goes through in this movie. But Miles does not take a back seat at all in this movie. In fact, his emotional arc and his emotional stakes are what really drive the movie forward. And because of Miles and his arc that he goes through, this really feels like the ultimate Spider-Man movie. Pun just a little intended there. I think it's really cool that we can get successful Spider-Man movies where Peter Parker isn't the main character, where Miles and Gwen and Hobie and Miguel and Spider-Nick are the real main focus of these movies and can help drive the movie forward despite audience still being familiar with Peter Parker. Obviously, Nick Miller is still a contributing factor in these movies, but it's cool to have like this wide, diverse range of spider people. And the antagonists of the movie, the Spot and Miguel O'Hara, I love that they both offer different types of villain roles in this movie. Where the Spot is kind of like your typical corny comic book villain who has like a very one-track minded goal and is just fucking evil because he fucking wants to be evil. And the callback to his supervillain origin story being the one who gets bonked on the head with a bagel, That's that's so hilarious to me. What is it with multiverse movies and bagels, dude? Whereas Miguel is like also effective as a villain, but again, in a completely different way, where his standing is a little bit more morally gray, and he has a little bit more sympathy to him, and you don't really know where exactly he lands. Like, he's not, I said he was a villain, but he's not exactly a villain. But I mean, the way that he is just hunting Miles down is definitely on some villain type shit, dude. But since we are on the topic of Miguel, I do have just a wee bit of a nitpick here regarding something that does center around Miguel. On one hand, I love that this trilogy is building up to be this meta story about what it means to be Spider-Man, what it means to be a hero. I think it's a really cool thing as a narrative to use the tropes and the trauma of Spider-Man and the things that audiences are the most familiar with Spider-Man and kind of flip it on its head in this multiverse story to put forward the question, how valid of a Spider-Man can you be? Bringing up and building up that arc of, do you really need to go through all these shitty things to be a hero? Because even outside of Spider-Man, the most iconic comic book heroes have gone through some shit. So I do think that it's cool for this movie to use those Spider-Man tropes to create this, again, this meta narrative. But on the other hand, it's kind of a stretch for me to believe that Miguel is able to create a whole spider society with thousands of Peter Parkers that will just be totally okay with this. Look, I hate being such a nerd, but seeing all of these different cameos and the fan service and the different types of Spider-Man from all different kinds of media pop up in this movie, in this spider society that Miguel has built, suddenly just be okay with another Peter Parker or with another Spider-Man having to lose another loved one? I don't know, man. I think that I just think that it's a little crazy in my mind that Peter would be okay with this. I'm willing to let it slide. I'm willing to look past it because the circumstances of it are vague enough to where you can kind of justify it. And I do like that this premise is in service to tell like a self-aware story. But again, this movie with that, it's pushing it just a little bit. Just a minor nitpick. Again, I love everything about this movie. What should I talk about now? The music. The music is great. It's even better than the first movie. I was a fucking Sunflower hater. I hate sunflowers. I am a peony guy. But Metro Boomin on the soundtrack, ugh, I hope he's back for the next movie. And then, like, the themes, the original score for this movie is insane. The way that they blend musical styles is the exact same way that they blend animation styles as well. It's just so seamless, it's so diverse, it's incredible, it's beautiful. Fucking perfect. And man, I fucking popped. I wanted to run laps around the whole theater during that one scene where they go to the Lego universe. I was like, oh my god, the Lego movie is still around! Shout out to the incredibly talented kid who animated that. This movie has such an incredible balance of levity and fun and humor, with also being emotional and sad and important and heavy. Watching this movie is like being on a roller coaster in the best way possible. And I hate roller coasters, but this is the type of thrill that I love being a part of. Speaking of thrills, what a way to end this movie, dude. Just like, wow. That ending had me going from to so quick, dude. For the way that these movies are so well written, for the way that they've pushed the boundaries of animation, for the way that they've changed the game for superhero movies, for the characterization of these superheroes, the Spider-Verse movies are cinematic achievements, which is kind of ironic for me to say because achievements is like a Microsoft thing, and they do Xbox, which is not a PlayStation, in case you don't know, and PlayStation is with Sony, and the Spider-Man games, or at least the new Spider-Man games, you can only play them on PlayStation because it's a Sony exclusive thing, and Sony owns the right to Spider-Man. But anyways, I sure am glad that this is the only superhero movie out in theaters right now that has a multiverse premise featuring characters that we know already that have new versions of themselves, and including cameos from other characters from other movies. Oh, so I'm going to jump the gun here just a little bit and cross my fingers that Beyond the Spider-Verse, it doesn't get delayed, but if it does get delayed, then props to them, because the animators and the filmmakers of that movie deserve as much time as they need to get everything perfect as they need. It's incredible that they were able to get this out in the amount of time that they did. But anyways, I'm going to jump the gun here with Beyond the Spider-Verse not even coming out yet, and say that this trilogy of movies is not only the best Spider-Man trilogy, but is going to be the greatest superhero movie trilogy of all time. So yeah. Okay. Great. Across the Spider-Verse is a 10. Easy. Don't even need to think about it. It's a 10. The second the credits hit, it was a 10. So there you are. Spider-Verse, you can go up to Nick Heaven along with the first Spider-Verse movie. Thank you guys for watching. As always, make sure you leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thank you guys. I really appreciate the support as always. I'm sorry that this isn't the most like structured and well thought out and articulate video that I've put out there. I just wanted to put it out there because I like making videos for you guys, and I wanted to talk about Spider-Verse, even just for a little bit. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about Spider-Verse. Go crazy in the comments for Spider-Man. Go crazy in the comments for Spider-Verse. Tell me what you loved about the movie. I would love to see what you guys think. I would love for you to point out what I missed, anything that I fucking missed. I love that there was a Spider-Man plushie cameo too. And yeah. Again, thank you guys for watching. Oh yeah, if you want to keep up with more videos, please subscribe. And I'm almost at 300, so like the Romans, whatever he said. Thank you guys, as always, again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Woo! Let's fucking go! I want to watch this movie again. Goodbye.